Hello and welcome to the CRWC tonight for a volleyball women's matchup between Durham College and Algonquin College. I'm Eric Huser, and I'm here today with
Damon Huser, ready to see a good matchup between these two great teams.
Yep, Durham's coming into this one 3-1, and Algonquin's 3-0 as we have the first serve today.
Yeah, Durham really struggled in their first matchup against Seneca, well, their last matchup, excuse me.
Yep.
But a good start here.
Yep, great block there from Durham. She's got her second serve coming right up here. Algonquin, they had a great matchup last time, winning 3-0. Nice spike. Great point from Durham there.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. Getting it over quickly and a strong hit.
Yeah, the Algonquin number 9 tried to dig that one up, but just couldn't get to it. And she has her third consecutive serve coming up here. Great serve. Algonquin just tips it over, and she gets the point. And it's a 2-1 start for Durham, as Algonquin breaks number 12 from Durham's third serve. Nice dig there. Gotta go over there. Gets it nice over with the volley. What a recovery from the libero. Algonquin sets it up. Nice dig. Goes right back over. Algonquin's got possession again. And that's out of bounds. Durham gets the point there.
It's impressive stuff. Just keeping it alive was the libero for the Lords, and it led to a point on a misplay by Algonquin.
Yeah, when you're spiking it from the back court, it's difficult, and Chelsea Oak gets a nice serve there. And it's a Lords 4-1 lead early on.
I'll try.
Nice dig there, but they're going to call net from Durham. And it's going to be Centennial point there. It's the first matchup from these two teams this season. Durham's only played a couple of games, along as Algonquin as well. Set it up, spike. And Algonquin did a great job at digging that one, but an unlucky bounce from number 9 and one right back.
It's a good kill for the Lords.
And they touch the net yet again. Yep, unlucky from Durham. That's the second time. They've got to clean that up. They don't want to lose points on the net touches there, huh? What do you think, Damon?
Yeah, that's free points that you're giving up. You really just want to do better than that, because this Algonquin team's good. They're going to make you pay.
Yep. Big spike. That's a Durham point. What a great job from Durham there.
Yeah, it's a good spike from Veronica.
And look at the form on that spike. Great job from Veronica. The serve. And that's an ace. Great job from Durham.
At the line, it's Elizabeth McFarland right now. Already one ace. Trying to look for a second. That might have gone out.
Big spike, and Algonquin touches that, so it's going to be a Durham point there. That ball might have been going out, but it was too close. Elizabeth McFarland again on the serve. Algonquin puts it up. They set it up. Spike. Great block from Durham. Set it up again. Another block from Durham. It's still alive, but they get the point anyways. And Durham is up big early on.
Yeah, that's a couple big blocks by Jesse Buck. Doesn't get much better than that. 6'5", using all the size there to get 2 blocks.
Yeah, it's difficult to get it over a 6'5" player. A little trouble with the referees, but it's all sorted out now. And McFarland, another serve here. Gets it over. Great job from McFarland, keeping it alive. Chelsea Oaks spikes it from the backcourt. Nice tip over, but a dig from the libero. They got to put it up over here. Great spike. Keeps it alive, Algonquin, though. They got a third hit. They get it over. Libero just unlucky. What a rally there. Great play from both teams.
Yeah, it's a great rally. And just unlucky for the Lords. They're up by 6 right now. It's a good place to be. And no real times that Algonquin's shown that they can beat you.
Yep. Great job from Chelsea Oak there, just leaving that. So far, Algonquin this season, they've got 2 players leading the leagues in 2 different stats. The best hitting percentage and digs per set. Durham doesn't have anyone in the top 5 for any of the major statistical categories.
Yeah, 3-1. If they can get a win here, they're not going to mind going to 4-1 if they're not in any of those categories. It's a well-run team, and Jesse Buck gets the kill.
Jesse Buck is a big contributor to this team here as she spikes it down right there. And like we were talking about before, who cares if you have people in the top statistical categories? Because you're a team, you know, you got to play like a team.
And they're using a lot of players, and everyone's playing well. And other than that tough game against Seneca, who's probably up there with some of the best teams in this province, you've played really well all year, and you're up 12-4 against another great team. So you should be proud.
Yeah, going up 12-4 against a 3-0 team isn't as simple as you think. Seneca, they're always going to be a powerhouse in volleyball. They attract some of the best athletic talents. So to lose to that, for that to be your only loss in the season, you can't knock yourself too hard, and you just have to recover here, and which they've done a great job today so far, being up 12-4. Who do you think's been the most influential person on the court for Durham so far?
So far for me, it's got to be Jessie Buck. She's done really well, had a couple of blocks, won some points for the Lords, but just her presence, it's faltered Algonquin a little bit.
Yeah, Jesse Buck and McFarland have been excellent today, but a third person that I would like to look at is Oak. Oak's been playing excellent. She started the game off serving. Durham serve it here. Algonquin spike it on the far side. Keeps it alive, though. They set it up. Backcourt spike from McFarland, and she kills it. What a spike from McFarland.
Yeah, that's a super hard kill.
And a second serve in a row here. And that's out of bounds. Unlucky from Durham. Algonquin's going to retain possession here and serve the ball over. Nice serve, but that's going to be out of bounds as well.
Yeah, not so close to being in, but well communicated by the Lords to just let everyone know that that's going out and not to touch it.
Yeah, in those situations, you're guessing most of the time. You have to rely on your teammates to communicate to you, which the Lords did a great job there.
Jesse Buck to serve for the Lords. There's a little stoppage here. We don't know what for.
Yeah, I don't truly know what that was all about.
But we're back underway.
Buck, great serve. Algonquin somehow keep it over. McFarland sets it up. Oaks just got to put it over. Great job from Buck getting down. Oak puts it over. Great spike. And that's going to be another point for the Lords. And they are up 10 here early on.
Yeah, it's an amazing spike by Oak. And so much power. How are you going to deal with that?
It's a very difficult spot to put yourself in if you're Algonquin. But Oak's got a lot of power. And Buck's got another serve here. Great spike there. What a kill from Algonquin's number 9. What a spike. She has been she's been the best player on Algonquin for me, in my opinion, doping this game up. Her digs have been essential to keeping these possessions alive. What were you going to say today?
Yeah,
Sorry.
either is the player for Algonquin who has 5.25 digs per set, leading the league. And another point for Algonquin here as they try and fight back in this one.
Yeah, it was a good spike effort from Oak there, but just a great block from Algonquin. Another person we need to look at is Ormerod. Her hitting percentage is above league average, and it actually leads the league. But it's another out-of-bounds serve here, and that's Ether. Unlucky from them. They just got to keep their serves under control there.
Brooke Young to serve. Probably up there with some of the Durham Lords as their best server, and it's a good one right there.
The way she just puts it to wherever she wants on the court is very good. And the libero puts it up. Chelsea Oak spike. Saved by Algonquin, sorry. What a play from Algonquin, and that's another point.
Yeah, that's Tentery who makes that great play.
Great job from 10-3. Just getting it down the line. I didn't know if it was going to be called in, but it was a great play, just getting a piece of the line. They're going to set it up. Algonquin still have it, and it's off the net, and that's going to be point for Durham. They're only 8 points away from winning this first set. And it's going to be Chelsea Oak to serve yet again. Keeps it alive. Got to get it over here. Chelsea's going to put it over with a nice soft volley. Libero calls for it. It's a spike. Great touch. Got to get it over here. They do. Setting it up. Big spike here coming, but it was a little bit of a fake. Got to put it over here, and she calls for it. It's a volley over the net. Good rally right here. Keeps it alive here. Libero calls for it again. Chelsea Oak spike from the backcourt. Keeps it alive again. Very good rally here. Tips it over. Almost a double touch. Big spike, but it's blocked, and they keep it alive, Algonquin. Gets it over, and what a play. What a rally. And it is 10-3 again. She's been excellent for Algonquin early on. What do you think about that rally? Great rally for both teams.
That rally is wild. Couple of big blocks and just great plays to keep it alive. I believe that's Lindsey Boone who made a couple of amazing plays for Durham, but they just couldn't get that point.
And another great kill from Algonquin, and they're creeping back in this. It's 17-10.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of open space on that line, and they've hit it recently almost every single time, just making plays and trying to get them back into this one.
What a kill. What a great play there.
That's Elizabeth McFarland again.
McFarland's been playing excellent.
Lindsey Boone to take the serve. 7 away from a first set win.
Just touches it over, but she touched it. Oh, sorry, Durham touched the net again. That's the third time they've done it.
I believe that might have been foot over the line.
Yeah.
From Jesse Buck, which is just not allowed. Can't do that.
Yeah, either way, you got to just tighten up. Those are mistakes that you can't be running into every couple of points.
Yeah, and that's 4 out of the 10 points that have been mistakes.
What a great dig from Oak, but just unlucky, just hit the pole. And it's a 6-point game here. Algonquin have made this a contest for sure.
Yeah, we mentioned Durham 7 points away. Well, that's a lot of points for Algonquin to be able to come back in this one.
Oh, and what an ace there from Algonquin. 10-3 again. Great ace. And she's got another serve. And she's got another ace. And this is a 4-point game now. And Durham's going to take a timeout. They need a timeout.
Yeah, they really needed that timeout. Algonquin storming back as it was 18-10 at one point. 4 straight for Algonquin makes this a close and interesting one.
Yeah, you don't want to give up runs like that. You want to end the game quick. But silly mistakes like foot over the line or touching the net and giving up a couple of aces in a row, it's going to be momentum killers.
Yeah, those 2 aces, they were talented aces. One right down the gut and find some open space, and then one right on the line, making the Durham touch it as it goes out. It's just too close. Even if it was going out, which we can't really tell from our vantage point, it's just too close for Durham to just allow it to touch the ground, because that might hit the line. And it's also quick. It's not floated in there. It's a line drive.
Yeah, if you're receiving it and Durham, that's a play that you got to try to make every time. Even if it's 50-50, you got to go and try to make the play. So we'll see how they recover here after giving up a couple of points in a row. And I don't know if you've been watching, but I've been seeing Mikey walking around getting the fans into this one. We got a packed house for this volleyball game today.
Yeah, Mikey always does a great job. Here to see some Lords volleyball. It's a 4-point game.
Spike by Buck, and it's going to be a point. Just touches Algonquin before it goes out.
I think they had to remember, even though that's a run by Algonquin, they were still up 4. That's a pretty solid lead in volleyball.
Yeah, this isn't basketball or, basketball. 4 points is not the easiest to come back in. And they just touch it over there, Algonquin. McFarland puts it up, tips it over. Algonquin's going to set it up with their libero, and it's a backcourt spike. Chelsea touches it up. Spike from McFarland. A lot of power in that. It's just going to be a volley over. They're going to look to set up on the far side, and it's a great spike. And it just went out of bounds, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't touch any Algonquin player on the way out, so it'll be Algonquin point.
Yeah, I thought for sure it touched someone there, but the ref's got a better view than me. I don't fully know. But it might have hit in the net there, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Algonquin's serving this one up. The libero gets it, and she just puts it over. What a quick play, quick and sneaky. McFarland puts it up. Buck spike. What a dig. They got to put it over. The libero's got it. They're going to set up Buck again. No, they're not. They're going to go the other way. Algonquin gets a hand on that. They got to put it over here. And that's going to be another point for Algonquin. And we have a 3-point game in our first set.
And they just keep coming back. And I love that Algonquin celebration. Next time they get a big hit, look over there and look at that.
I wasn't paying attention to their bench. What?
Swimming on the ground. I love it.
Okay. That's a pretty interesting celebration. I like that. They definitely get some creativity points as Algonquin are about to spike this one. And that's out of bounds. Durham have a point. They're 5 points away here.
And they're fine with trading points. As long as they stay up 4, up 3, if you're trading points, you're getting this set. So they'll take that every time.
Yeah, like we discussed, 4-point lead, it's good because you got many options there. Trade points, it's okay. As it's a serve here from Durham. Great serve, and nobody's going to contest that for Algonquin, and it's going to be another point for Durham. 21-16 here. That's going to be Veronica Kovacsky, and she's on consecutive serves here. Great serve, gets it over, and that's unlucky from Algonquin.
And it's an ace for the Lords. 6-point game, and now they're 3 away. All it took was to withstand the storm that is Algonquin, and now they have a comfortable lead again.
Kovacsky's played a great set here. Ether, who's always consistent, just caused that mistake right there, and looks like coach is going to sub out Ether as we talk about her.
Yeah, I don't think that had much to do with the mistake, but...
No, it was probably a planned substitution, but Looks a little bit worse after the mistake, but she will come out. Kowalska on the serve, third in a row here. Excellent serve. It's going to be touched over by Oak, but Algonquin keep it alive. What a dig from the libero. They're going to set it up. Spike. Great block from Oak. They got to put it over here. They got another touch, I believe, actually. Algonquin get another chance out of this one. Great block. Just unlucky. A little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, Jade Smith really should have let that go. It's just got to be communicated better, as Kowalska could have had that easily.
Yeah, but it's okay. You're up 5 points here. You just got a couple points in a row. It's not the end of the world, but a little bit of communication would have been better there. And that's going to be a point for Durham. They're 2 away.
Into the netting. You're fine with that every single time.
And they are going to take a timeout, Algonquin. So like we were talking about earlier, packed crowd here. We got the 13U Durham attack, I believe. We got the 16U, and we got the 17U. And we got one important person in the house. And like I said before, Mikey.
Yeah, great guy. And always hyping up the crowd. It's a good crowd today, especially for a Friday. Sometimes students like to go home, but they're here to see some Lord's volleyball, and they're showing up for them on the scoreboard right now. Only 2 points away from taking set number 1.
Yeah, the Lord's women's team is definitely not disappointing here. And the Durham Attack Volleyball is watching some great play from their team. But as you see, Mikey's just getting the fans into it. They got their whacking sticks and they're making noise. I'd like to see Lou. I don't know where Lou is.
Roaming around.
And it's Jesse Buck on the serve yet again. As we have some Let's Go Lords chants here in the crowd. Started by a fan. And Mikey's down there weathering the storm. Jesse Buck puts the serve over the net. And it's an ace for the Lords, and they're now 1 point away from putting this first set to bed. Jesse Buck would love to put it away right here and remove any doubt from set number 1. Great serve over. They set it up. Great block from Chelsea Oak, and the Lords have the first set under their belt. Excellent first set play from Chelsea Oak, and she tops it off with a block.
Yeah, they'll switch sides. The Durham Lords with an impressive set number 1. What'd you think of the Durham Lords after bouncing back from Seneca, it seems like?
Yeah, Durham Lords, they come up with a bit of a statement set after a 3-0 loss to Seneca. And winning 1-0 and winning 25-17 on the set is very convincing for them. But you have to be really proud and happy with the play of many of the Lords players. Oak, McFarland, Buck have all done an excellent job, and more. And we'll be right back. All right, and we are back for the second set here. And it's going to be Algonquin here serving off. We have Gabrielle Paquette, or Gabby Paquette. Great serve here. What a dig there from Paquette as well. And what a hit down from the Lords.
Yeah, if the Lords could take control of this game and win back-to-back sets, that would be huge. It's going to be really difficult for Algonquin to come back from down 2-0 if the Lords can get there. So this set is huge for taking control of this game.
Yeah, the set that's always the most important, in my opinion, is the set when a team has 1 point. If you can get to that second point and be up, that's very vital. Great spike there from McFarland. Great job from the Lords, and they're up 2-0 here early on. As we have a serve from Brooke Young coming up again.
Yeah, the second-year student, Elizabeth McFarland, had a good first year. This second year is looking even better.
Great spike from number 14 on Algonquin, Grace Pat. What a spike. And the libero, number 5, Jordan Fage, subs in. Oh, just touches it. It was 50-50, but they are going to get the point, Algonquin. As it is Karis Tenthry on the serve here.
Had a good first set, even with the loss, and gets an ace here as Doherty could not control it.
Unlucky there from Doherty. But yeah, one person for Algonquin, Karis Tenthry. She had an amazing first set. She was everywhere, spiking the ball and getting kills. She's on her third serve, and it's another misplay for Doherty. She said, "That's my bad," and her team's there to bring her up. Can't let those mistakes get to your head, though. You gotta go in for the next point.
Got to make this next play.
And she gets a little bit lucky as that Tenthry serve was coming over the net for her.
Yeah, but it goes right into the net. So we'll never get to know if she's gonna make the play or not. Chelsea Oak will be on the serve.
Nice serve from Chelsea. And that's a great play from number 22, Lindsay Boone. Nice little tip down.
Yeah, got a 1-2 punch of Boone and Buck. 6'4", 6'5". Durham does something well. It's scouting tall players, and that's that's a kill for Algonquin.
Turango, sorry. Great job from Tarango. Sorry. But yeah, Buck and Boone, that's a scary combo having 6'5" and 6'4". And unlucky there from Algonquin as Tarango just whiffs on her serve again.
And you can tell, you could see the look on her face after she messed up that serve. Hands in her face. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, she just missed the spot to hit the ball. And that's unlucky. It happens sometimes. Great spike there, and it's a kill from Algonquin. Chanel Etze. Great job from Chanel Etze. Great dig there from Chelsea Oak. Sets it up. And that's just an unlucky hit there from Veronika Kavochka. Kavochka did a great job last set. And just an unlucky play. But right now, Algonquin has a 2-point lead here over Durham. Durham's got to just dig in a little bit. Get some points. And that's in, and that's an ace.
Wow. And Chelsea Oak left it as she thought that was going right out of bounds, but it touches the line, and it's a point for Algonquin.
And just another ace for Algonquin. Number 14, Grace Pate. She's done an excellent job here. Back-to-back serves, going for aces. She's looking for her third serve in a row. And that's out. Sometimes your luck runs out. That's going to be number 17, Elizabeth McFarland, serving the ball here for Durham. Puts it over the net. And that's going to go out of bounds. Unlucky from Itier. But McFarland's going to have another serve here. And Durham's got a chance to make it a 1-point game here.
Yep, just got to keep getting some points back, and eventually good things will happen. It's a good person to have serving the ball.
Yeah, McFarland's a consistent server, and that's going to be a Durham Lord's point. No net touch. And it's a 1-point game. Yeah, like you just said, McFarland is someone that you want serving the ball for Durham. But someone you want in front of the net is Buck, as she just proved why right there. Etier puts it up. Just tips it over. McFarland puts it up. They got to get it over, and they do. Kavochka, and that's a point for the Lords. Great job from Kavochka.
Yeah, and slight miscommunication, but the amazing set by Jade Smith makes it easy for Kavochka.
Yeah, you got McFarland here again. Etier sets it up for Pat. What a block. Buck, unlucky from Buck. But it's going to be only a 1-point Algonquin lead now, and Itier is going to come up and serve. Nice jump serve from Itier. Going to look to set up Kavochka. And what a pancake there from Pat. Chelsea Oak puts it up. McFarland spike. Great job from Pat again. Itier just whiffs on it. Unlucky from Itier as Pat made 2 highlight reel plays.
Yeah, that was incredible by Pat. I can't believe they didn't get a point out of that.
The pancake was beautiful there from Pat. I'm sorry, it's Pate. Itier hits it up. Great serve. And that's unlucky there from Algonquin. As number 4, Pasha Ormerod. She has the best hitting percentage in the league, but she just makes a little bit of a mistake there. And the Lords now have the lead. And it's Kavochka serving yet again. Itier hits it up. Ormerod, great block there from Oak. It's going to be put over by 10-3, I believe. And that's a spike from McFarland. No, just tips it over. Pate again. Great block there from Oak, I believe it was. Great dig there from Kavochka. And it's going to be an Oak. Just couldn't get the pancake that time. I love a great pancake.
Yeah, and that's a good kill. Just doesn't have to hit it too hard all the time, just tricky enough.
And just, as you see that, just tips it over the net right there. Great job from Chelsea Oak. Great serve there. Great dig there from Kavochka. McFarland spike from the backcourt, and she's got a powerful spike. Just tips it over. What a dig. Kavochka, powerful. But Itier tips it up. Pate. Great dig there from McFarland. It's going to go to the other side for Tentery. But McFarland's got it again. And it's going to be a Chelsea Oak spike. What a block from number 13, Gabrielle Paquette. What a rally there. Both teams putting on a show. What would you say your favorite part about this game has been so far?
I think although there's been a couple, like 2 or 3 mistakes, and they're all from the Lords, really, it's been non-sloppy. A lot of good play, good rallies. That's kept this game entertaining.
Yes, what a dig from Kavochka. Chelsea Oaks got to put this one over, and it's blocked. Buck puts it up. Kavochka hits it. Oak blocked again. Buck digs it. But what a play by Algonquin. Getting 2 blocks right there.
Yeah, and you'd love to set Oak up better, as there's 2 miscommunications on that play.
Yeah, miscommunication's been a theme today as Omerod puts that right into the net. And it's going to be a 1-point lead for Algonquin. Jesse Buck on the serve here. Great job from Kavochka again. Oak, spike. Great dig from Pate. Great spike there from Tentery. And Tentery's got yet another kill on the day. And this one is all tied up at 13. It's going to be a substitute of liberos. Fej is going to come in for St. Louis. Great bump there. And what a sneaky little play. Tentery puts it over. And that's going to be Oak, just tips it. But Pate's got it. And Itzier hits it from the backcourt. Oh, and what a block on Boone. I believe it was Omerod that got that. No, it was not Omerod. It was Tourango. Great spike there from Boone as she was just blocked a play ago, and she recovers with a spike and a kill.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where really tall moving object hits it hard. It's always going to be tough to defend.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power in her spikes.
You really got to anticipate it if you want a chance.
And that's going out of bounds. Unlucky there from number 12, Brooke Young. Now it's going to be Karis Tentery on the serve. Great bump from Kavochka. And it's going to be a spike from Boone. And unlucky.
Somehow.
A little bit of miscommunication, and the Lords have a point there. It was number 10, Jessica Doherty, who just tipped it over the net right there, and it landed right in between 2 Algonquin Wolves players. As Chelsea Oaks to serve. Beautiful serve right to Etier. That's going to be a spike from Pate. Nope, just tips it over. Chelsea Oak volleys it, and it's a spike from McFarland. She's got a lot of power, and Pate keeps it alive. Algonquin somehow gets this over the net. And it's McFarland again, and she gets the point for the Lords.
That's actually blocked. Wait. That was a point for the Lords. I thought that landed on the Lords side. I was like, you're blind, but there's an ace as well.
Chelsea Oak with another ace. My partner here a little bit confused with what just happened. But
yeah, it's such a hard spike from McFarland that I couldn't even tell.
It's difficult there. And Itzier, what a spike. Chelsea Oak almost got the dig, but Itzier, what a great play there.
That might be a harder spike. Just runs over it.
I don't know. Tourangeau coming up to serve here for Algonquin.
Yeah, had a tough time. Didn't get it over last time. Does this time.
Sets up Kavochka. Kavochka puts it over, and that's a point for the Lords.
Just tricky stuff, and the Lords have a 2-point lead.
Kovochka's been so consistent here. And number 1, Danica St. Louis is going to sub in for Algonquin. It's going to be Maxime Felsborg. I believe this might be the first we're seeing of Maxime today. And she's on the serve. Gets it over. Great serve there. They're going to Pate goes for the tip, but it's blocked. And Pate again goes for a spike this time, and it's blocked again. It's tipped. They get possession. Kovochka, great serve. Spike. It's going to just have to bump it over. Spike from McFarland, and it's a kill.
I don't think that's where she meant to put it, but it works the same as a point is on the board.
Yeah, if you can see right there, it looks like she whiffs it just a little bit, but what a great play nonetheless from McFarland. And it's going to be another serve here from Felsborg, but we're going to get a timeout from Algonquin, actually. Durham 6 points away from going up 2-0 here. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Durham. They just stayed in the game. This one, it always kind of looked like Algonquin was going to take off, but Durham never let it happen. I was just waiting for that time where Algonquin would get 3-4 points in a row, and it ended up going the other way with Durham getting a couple points in a row, and now they have a 3-point lead, and they're 6 away from going up 2-0 and having a commanding lead in this.
Yeah, going up 2-0, that means you can get your bench in for that third set, see what they can do a little bit, because you got a little bit of leeway. But there is another way you can go about it, and it's keeping your starters in and just putting your foot down on the pedal. What would you do in a third set if you're up 2-0?
Against this Algonquin side, you got to go pedal to the metal. If you're playing a side that's 0-3, you definitely could slow it down and bring in some players. But this 3-0 team, you give them momentum in a set, they could take 2 off you easily.
It's very true, very true. You got to be careful. We'll see if it even goes to a 2-0 set. For the Lord's sake, that you hope that it does. And it's still Felsborg at the line, serving. Felsborg gets it over. And it's unlucky from St. Louis. St. Louis had a tough time tonight, and the Lords are now 5 points away.
Yeah, and that's a big ace, just to separate yourself a little bit more.
Felsborg again. I believe this is her third service. And it just hits the net and goes over. And Pate going to tip it, but it's blocked again. Omerod gets it, and it's a spike in the backcourt from Tenthery, sorry. Great job, and it's going to be Pate on the serve. Algonquin need a couple of serves in a row from Pate. She's clearly one of their best players.
Yeah, we got to see something here if they want to get back in this. Not a lot of points left.
And Pate gets it over. Buck, what a spike, and it's a kill for the Lords again. Jesse Buck with yet another kill, and it's your best server, in my opinion, McFarland, coming up right now. I would love to see McFarland rattle off 4 points here. 4 aces. What do you think?
I think it's unlikely,
and
but
she
she's
gets
got
her
one.
First ace.
She gets one.
She gets her first ace. You have someone talented like that, you never know how many aces they can rattle off in a row. And McFarland is going to get a second ace there. I don't know if that's qualified as an ace.
That is. And what's the opposite of announcer's curse?
Announcer's jinx. The opposite of that is an announcer's blessing. And I might have just given that to McFarland right now.
Doesn't look like she'll get all 4.
It's blocked there by Buck. I did not get the blessing, but McFarland's going to put it up. It's going to be Kovochka. And great job from Pate. Spike from Omerod coming. It was just a tip. McFarland put it up. And it's a spike from Chelsea Oak. No, she just tips it and just got a little bit under it.
Just wanted to loop it over the blocker. Didn't get enough on it.
Unlucky there from Oak.
Gives Algonquin a little bit of life.
Yep, they need to rattle off a decent amount of points here, and it's Itzier on the serve. Great bump there from Kavochka. Buck spikes it down, and it's blocked by Omarad, but it's going to still get down for a Lord's point. And they are now 1 point away from winning this set. And you got Kavochka. Sounds a bit Ukrainian, doesn't it?
I'm not familiar.
Itzier puts it up. That's a spike from Tentori.
Keeps it alive.
Spike from Buck. No, just a little bit weak, but they still got it. Omarad, she's going to put a spike through. Good volley, McFarland. Great job from ATA keeping it alive. And it's a spike, and the Lords have a 2-0 set lead. Great spike there from number 12, Brooke Young. As the ball comes back over, and Brooke Young puts it down right away. Great job from the Lords. And they will be up 2-0, and look, it's a clean sweep. The 3-0 Algonquin Wolves.
If you're Algonquin, what do you got in your bag of tricks here that you can come back in this game?
Being down 2-0, if you're Algonquin, you got to try out some different players. And there's a little bit of a game going on here. You got Kieran Popella, rugby star, right at center court.
We got a rugby finals game on Sunday.
Yeah, we do. Big one. First time the men's team is in the rugby final since 2022. It's a big one. And you see Lou the Lord sitting at half as well. I wonder who's in that mascot, because they are probably an excellent person.
I think it's just Louie. I don't know if there's a human inside.
Yeah, I think it's just Lou.
Yeah, it's just Louie.
And we're going to get a bit of a drum in here.
We'll let you guys listen in on this.
Unlucky. And I believe it's the 13U, Durham attack team down there. Second competitor here. Just couldn't get the drum.
What's going on here?
They got to pre-fire the drum in the song.
Oh, to match the beat drop. Okay.
Third person. Coming up. Just a little bit early.
Oh, maybe a little bit early.
Probably the best attempt out of the three, though, so far. Oh, that was a very close attempt. Just a little bit before. If we're trending in the same direction, this should be the one.
This should be the one. Oh, that was way ahead.
And we went a little bit back.
Last contestant for the third time.
This is for $1 million. No,
what?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I think it's for some DC swag.
Oh, a nice little swag bag. I would love one of those. Very close attempt. Very close attempt. Wheel back 1 second. And we are ready for this third set as the Durham Lords crowd is getting into it. Do you think you could have timed that drum up?
No, not a chance. I'm timing that drum up. What about you?
You know what? Some people like to say that I don't have rhythm, but I think I could have done it. I think I could have done it.
As your brother, I don't think you could have done it. I've never seen you do anything with rhythm.
All right, you're correct.
You know who's in the rhythm, though? The Durham Lords are in a rhythm, and they're up 2-0 on the Algonquin Wolves.
Trying to make it 3-0. That would be big here. That's a big serve here. Etier puts it up. St. Louis. And it's Pate again. That's a name we've said a lot today. Spike from McFarland, and she's got another kill. McFarland looking like the player of the game so far.
And that's a big start to this third set. Getting that first point, getting off to a good start. Brooke Young on the serve.
Brooke Young gets it over the net again. Great job from her. It's just a tip. What a pancake from Oak, but nobody could get to that.
Yeah, it just doesn't get the pancake up enough. It's going to always be difficult, but you need a second person diving after.
Yeah, and if I'm going to be honest, the pancake is my favorite play in volleyball.
Yep.
I don't know how many times I'm going to have to reiterate that, but I just want to let it be known. What a spike from Oak, and it's a kill. Great job from Oak. As you see, it just gets a little piece of the net, but it helps her out, I believe. And the Lords have a 2-1 lead here. Oak puts it over the net. Etier barely gets to it. Pate keeps it alive. It's going to be a 50-50, and the Lords are going to come away with it. You got Boone, the big body, right in the middle, and she helps out the Lords get a 3-1 lead. As you hear a little bit of bye, bye, bye in the background. Etier just tips it over. It's going to be hit over by Kovochka. Great job from Pate keeping it alive. Etier, what a great play for. They keep it alive though. Kovochka, what a kill from Kovochka. What an excellent play.
Yeah, you think it's dead because it's hanging onto the net, but somehow kept alive.
Boone and Kovochka were the ones that saved that there. Somehow, I don't know how they did it. And Oak's got another serve here on her hands. Pate from the backcourt. Great job from Oak keeping it alive. Boone's got to put it over here. Great block there. But Kovochka again. Great spike from Pate. Unlucky there. And sort of set up the other team was Jade Smith.
Yeah, I think trying to set up Boone, but Boone was not ready for that. Leads to a 4-2 game. Good start to this third set again for the Lords.
Yeah, you get a lead. Like we said, you get 2, 3, 4 point lead. It helps you out a lot. And that's going to be out of bounds, and the Lords are up 5-2. But like I'm saying, that play, if we go back a couple plays to Kovochka, that play where they saved the ball and she killed it, those are momentum, like, swingers.
Yeah, because what was the score at that point? That was to make it 3-1?
4-1.
4-1, so it could be 3-2. And they think they have the point, Algonquin, and then it goes the other way, and Durham's up 4-1. Miscommunication there.
And that's a kill there from number 10, Tentery. Yeah, it's a big moment. It's a 2-point swing there, really. It's unlucky for Algonquin, but if you're Durham, you want those swings because it's heartbreaking for Algonquin as well. Great serve from Etier. And it's going to be a Kovochka spike. They keep it alive. It was very close to going out. Oak from the backcourt. Great block there. Great spike there from Kovochka again. And McFarland keeps it alive. Oak, great play. They got to get it over, and they do. It's Doherty that gets it over. That's a great spike, but Oak keeps it alive again. What a tip from Kovochka. Amazing play. Oak was all over the court there. Oak's played excellent today. As you see her keep it alive right there with a little bit of a dig. And then a tip over from Kovochka. And this is the person I gave the announcer blessing to last time, McFarland. She's on the serve again. Etier, great dig there. And it's a great spike from Tentery. St. Louis gives it over to Pate. And that's going to be inbounds. Great kill from Pate there.
McFarland was sure that was going out, but it stayed in, and it's a point for Algonquin, 6-4 now.
Yeah, like we were talking about before, those 50-50 ones, it's tough. It's very difficult to read. It's coming at you so quick. Great tip over from Buck. They got to put it over. McFarland deals with it. And it's a great tip, and they're going to get a point. It was Brooke Young on that play. Just a little bit of a tip.
Yeah, and usually the setter. Tricky play.
Very tricky play, sir. And it's going to be Kovalchka. I love the way she's played this third set. She's come out with a lot of fire. Who's been your third set player of the game in the third set?
I think it would have to be Jablojka. Had that great momentum changer and has just been solid otherwise.
Etier puts it up. It's going to be Pate. Pate's played excellent today for the Algonquin Wolves. And it's a spike. Sorry, this one was Pate on this side. And she gets a kill. Great job from Pate.
Yeah, and that's honestly hasn't happened much for Algonquin where they go cross the court to get the kill, but it's a good use of it on that play.
Yeah, you don't want to go across court every time because it comes a little predictable, but oh, great spike there, but it was blocked. Etier just gets it over a little bit weaker than she wanted. McFarland, great spike. And they're going to give the point to Algonquin. They said McFarland touched it on the way back.
Which it looked like she did, and she knew it. She was trying to sell that she didn't.
Yeah, and sometimes that's your best hope. I didn't see any swimming from Algonquin for their celebration. I would love to. Can't believe I missed that earlier in the game, huh?
It's happened a couple times.
Great touch from Oak. It's going to be a backcourt spike from Kovalchka. And it's a kill. What a great job from Kovalchka. Excellent placement. Just getting it to the backcourt and finding a hole. Buck's done a great job at serving today. And I see Lou the Lord out there getting the crowd into this a little bit. Great setup for Etier. Good dig from Kovalchka. McFarland puts it up. Oak's going to just tip it over. And it's a great kill from Chelsea Oak. Just getting it over. It wasn't your run-of-the-mill power spike. It was just a little tip over.
Yeah, and she tried to do that earlier, and it didn't get over, but second time's the charm as she gets the calculations right.
The calc. Pate's going to tip it over, and it's a block from Oak again. Excellent block from Chelsea Oak. Pate went to put it over, and Oak just put her body in front of it.
And a couple of plays, they're not going to go on SportsCenter, but they win you volleyball games, and it's 10-6.
Yeah, I agree. Not going to be your top 10 players of the month, but definitely something that helps you win games. Spike from Pate, and it's another block from Oak, who's playing out of her mind right now. Etier spikes that one home, and it's a kill for Etier.
Yeah, and they had to go away from Oak. A couple blocks in a row. Starts to get intimidating for the player that's trying to attempt to kill it.
Yeah, and that's an excellent job from the setter, recognizing that you must go away, and they do go away. Oak kills it, and that's a great play from Chelsea Oak, and she's absolutely hyped right now, and the Lords have a 4-point lead, and they're playing someone pour me up a shot of whiskey right now. Great serve there from Brooke Young. Great block from, can't tell if it was Boone or Oak. And that's a kill from McFarland. There she is yet again, Elizabeth McFarland. She gets up very high and uses a lot of power to put that all the way down. And she's got yet another kill, and we got a timeout from the Algonquin Wolves, who are just trying to survive going down 3-0 and losing this game.
Yeah, it's been really impressive so far from the Lords as they are up 5 here and look to be running away with this one.
Yeah, Lords only loss coming to Seneca, who's a national powerhouse. If you're the Lords and you go to 4-1, you're talking national rankings, possibly. Possibly.
Yeah, Seneca sits at 11th in the nation, with obviously Humber at 1. We know that's a powerhouse in the other conference.
Humber's a powerhouse in every sport they play due to their funding for the most part. And their recruiting. Sorry. But if you're Durham here and you can get to somehow 4-1, that looks really good for your conference rankings.
Yeah, Durham CCAA ranking sat at number 11 before their loss to Seneca. So you may think that a win here could boost them back into the top 15.
Yeah, and when you beat an undefeated team, your ranking gets a little bit more, you get a little bit more juice to your ranking. As Algonquin get a point right there, and it is 12-8. And it's Grace Pate. She's been a very good bright spot for this Algonquin team. And it's going to be just a tip over from Oak, who's having an excellent third set. Great job from Chelsea Oak, just getting it over the blocker and finding a weak hole.
And this Algonquin Wolves team sits at the 8th ranked. So Durham's still definitely the favorites as they're ranked 4th. But still valiant opponent as that gets down, and it is a kill. 14-8.
Great job from Chelsea Oak, a backcourt spike. And it's 14-8. Wow. That just got a little bit of the line because from up here it looked out. It's unlucky, and that's a Boone little bit of a tip down as the Lord's bench has a great little celebration. And they're now 10 points away, and they got a 7-point lead here. Chelsea Oak, great save from St. Louis. Good spike. Kavochka, they got to put it over here, and it's Boone. Pate keeps it alive, and it's a spike from Itier. Great kill from Itier. Trying to give Algonquin a little bit of life. And as you see, and she made the right decision.
Yeah, made the right decision, and it was so close. I don't know how you don't go for it, but it's a really good court awareness.
Great tip, a good job from Boone there, keeping it alive. McFarland, and she's got another kill.
That slams off the Durham College sign in the backstop. That's how powerful that was.
Elizabeth McFarland has had an excellent game here today, as it's going to be Boone on the serve here. Etier puts it up. The set, the hit from Tentworth, and it's just not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and it's getting away from Algonquin right now. Everton Senior, 31st year as a head coach, deciding not to call a timeout. Maybe just letting his players work through something they need to clearly. I don't know how much he expects from this game anymore.
Yeah, maybe just trying to tweak some little things here. Boone keeps it alive somehow, and Buck is blocked at the net. What a great job from Pasha Ormerod. And Ormerod's going to serve here. Like I stated before, she leads the league in hitting percentage with 58%. She puts that one over Oak. Unlucky. Can they keep it alive? No, they can't. Unlucky from the Lords. Oak and Kavochka just tried to save a little bit of a dead play. And Ormerod's got an ace right there.
And Algonquin not giving in. 2 straight points. If they can rattle off a couple, you never know.
Kavochka's putting this one over. And that's going to be a great play. I believe that was Ormerod. She just found the corner right there, and she's got another serve. Excellent play from Ormerod. Analyzed where the people were not, and she put it right in the perfect spot. Ace from Ormerod. And Algonquin's crawling back in this, and Durham's going to call their timeout.
Yeah, maybe a good idea by Tony Clark in his 20th year as a coach. Knows that his team definitely thought they had it, but 4 straight points from Algonquin, and just starts to look a little scarier.
Yes, it's now a 5-point game here. And it looks like the Durham attack team is selling. They're selling 50-50 tickets. I might need to get into that.
I will not be. I can't spend my money. It's just, but it might be for a good cause. We don't know. The Durham Lords men play after this one against the Algonquin Wolves men.
So stick around. Yep.
Stick around. Come to the CRWC if you can. It's going to be a good one as well.
I believe the Durham Lords men team 2-2, and the Algonquin Wolves men team are they 3-0, I believe.
Yeah, undefeated as well. So can Durham Lords topple off 2 undefeated Giants, or will Algonquin's men stay undefeated? The Durham Lords women right now trying to topple that undefeated Giant, but struggling here in the third set after going up 18-9. It's 18-13.
Great job from Kavochka keeping it alive. Buck gets a kill. Great job from Jesse Buck.
Maybe just needed that timeout to settle in. That's why Tony Clark is the 20-year professional, one of the best coaches in the business. Knows when his team needs to just settle down a little bit.
Yeah, Tony Clark knows what to do, when to do it, and that's a great job calling your timeout and settling back in. That's going to be a spike from Tentor, and that's just a little bit of a misplay there from the Lords. Atypical of the Lords right there. And it's going to be a 5-point game. Algonquin needs 11, while the Lords only need 6. Sets up Buck, and Buck spikes this one down. It's very difficult to stop Jesse Buck. And the Lords only need 5 points, and they have Kavochka coming up to serve. She's had an excellent game serving-wise, and that's going to be an ace for Kavochka. It's up for debate who's been the player of the game here. But in my opinion, you got 3 names: Kavochka, McFarland, and Oak. It's difficult on who to pick, but Kavochka's really throwing her ring in the hat with her third set play.
You love that kind of difficult problem when you have 3 players that are playing good enough, and it's dipped, and it is Algonquin point, just trying to stay in this one.
Yeah, there was an unlucky net touch there from the Lords. That's happened many times today for the Lords. Hasn't costed them too much, but just something they want to maybe tweak out and fix up for next time. And that's unlucky. I believe that was Jessica Doherty. Tentori's had a good game here. She's been a bright spot like Pate and Etier. And Oak's going to get a spike. Great block there. And Algonquin sneaking back in this one.
Yeah, 21-17. It's not quite over yet. They just won't go away.
I believe that was Tourangeau who got that block. That's a great service. Etier is going to put this one up. Great tip from Pate, and we have a 3-point game on our hands. Durham Lords women's team looking a little bit scary here. Looking to go for the 3-0 sweep. And now they got a 3-point game here when we were looking at an 8-point biggest lead. Great job right there from Doherty. They're going to set up. Wow, Tourangeau. What a great spike. And they're swimming over there, and it's a timeout for the Lords. Thank you, Damon, for pointing that one out. Great celebration from Algonquin.
Yeah, and it's a 2-point game here. It's definitely not over. They got to settle in. They got a point right after calling the timeout. If they can get another one, it would set them up nicely. But you just got to do it.
.30 seconds left in this timeout, and I'm hearing rumbles that many people thought this game was over. A lot of people thought this game was over, including some people sitting near me. But the Lords just need to focus in here and get this win. What do you think?
You need this point right here if you're the Lords. If Algonquin gets another point out of this timeout, you're in big trouble because the momentum just keeps swinging their way.
And you got Tentery. She's been excellent on service today. And you hear Mikey, you look it down, Mikey's hyping up this crowd. He really does not want to see a fourth set from the Lords women's team here. Look at him, very engaging with the 13U volleyball team. Tentery over the net. Great job from Kovochka. Trying to settle this one down. Oak spike from the backcourt. And she's going to get an 8. A kill, sorry. What a great job from Chelsea Oak.
Yeah, and they needed that, a big play. And
look at the setup right there. And then the spike from Oak just hitting the line right there.
Yeah, you needed that. Now it's just 3 points away, and you're up 3.
And you got someone like Jessie Buck here serving. She's done a great job today on the service. As she almost gets an ace there, but great job from St. Louis digging that. And it's a Chelsea Oak spike, and she's got another ace. A kill. I'm sorry. What a great job from Chelsea Oak.
Back-to-back kills as well.
St. Louis, she does a great job. She almost got to that one right there. But Algonquin's going to take another timeout here, and that's the last one of this set. But you might as well, it's a use it or lose it timeout there, in my opinion. You're down 4 points. You need to get 6 before the Lords get 2. You might as well take the timeout and discuss things over.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. I think, hindsight, obviously, I would have used the timeout when they were climbing, because now that you realize you're on a 10-4 run, if this 10-4 run is before it was 18-9, and when it was 14-9, you could be in the lead right now.
Yes, sir. And if you can hear that, the in-arena announcers getting the crowd hype. The Durham Attack teams are leading the charge here with the sound in the crowd. And you got Jessie Buck serving here. Ace from Jessie Buck, and it's 24-19. The Lords are 1 win away from knocking off the undefeated Algonquin Wolves.
They can improve to 4-1 here and make Algonquin 3-1. It's Jessie Buck.
Jessie Buck here. Etia keeps it alive. Etia gets a spike. Unlucky from McFarland, and almost pancakes at Kovochka. Would have had to get a shirt with her name on it if she were to pancake that one. And it's a 4-point game. Lords just need to receive this service well and put them away here. In my opinion, who are you going here for? Who are you going to here for the spike? You got McFarland in the backcourt, and you got Boone and Oak. Who are you picking?
I think wherever it sets up, but I would look for Oak here. You can't really do it now.
And you got Kovochka, and she hits the net. Unlucky.
Just need to get 1 out of 3 points.
Very unlucky from Kovochka. Kovochka's been great all game. Oak deals with it. Gonna go back to Oak. Kills it, and that's the ball game. The Lords are 3-0.
It's an impressive Lords victory on an undefeated Algonquin Wolves team. The Durham Lords take all 3 sets in dominant fashion. We'll go through a highlight reel of this full game.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back for the men's version of these two teams, Algonquin Wolves and Durham Lords, soon.
We will be right back. Thank you, guys, and enjoy this highlight tape of the best moments of the game.
I'm down for the ride, baby, don't you know?